that was like a bit, like what if he did that stage name one time? Or what if it was like, well, that thought was like, and then it got out of hand and now he doesn't know how to walk it back. But, but what if it was like...
And then they call him and they're like, we want Aaron. And he's like, let me get him for you. Weirdly, they have the same agent, but they are never seen together.
And before he picks up, he stands in front of the mirror and does like...
They call, they're like, we want twins. I'm sorry. Sean is working on a movie right now, but Aaron is available.
What is your CG budget? Oh, speaking of CG, welcome to Never Show the Monster. My name is Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And today we are going to be talking about A Quiet Place, Day 1. We do have some preamble, though.
We do?
Chelsea watched a film.
Yes.
Would you like to tell the listeners?
Yeah, I finally watched Hereditary.
For
a second there, I thought I was going to pronounce that wrong. When it came out of my mouth, I was like, those aren't words.
You're like, I finally watched Toni Collette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not finally, always.
Always, but like, this was a big performance.
It was a lot of passion in it.
Boy,
Oh, that was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. I remember reading an anecdote that the director, is that Ari Aster? That's Ari Aster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was his debut movie.
Yeah. It was supposed to be I did look up stuff on it.
Oh,
but
yeah?
Should we say that for
We probably won't do a full Hereditary episode.
But it wasn't supposed to be a horror movie originally. It was just supposed to be a family drama. Or like
That's crazy.
Yeah. And the first horror movie was supposed to be Midsommar, right?
Oh.
And then the next one? Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Boy, that's wild. I mean, that does explain the first. Was it going to be the same inciting incident? Because that's hard to do in a drama.
Oh. Yeah, I am not sure. Yeah, it was supposed to just be about the family dynamics.
Well, nailed it.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, the first, 2/3 of the movie are mostly family drama.
Yeah.
Have you seen Midsommar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I saw that one first, yeah.
Yeah.
A while ago.
Which, well, I know that you just watched this and that you wanted to sit and digest a little more, so I don't want to ask too many questions in a compare-contrast way.
That's fair. We can do that.
I've only seen Midsommar once, and that might be all I can take. That might be all I can do with that one. Not even for, God, the first 45 minutes were just so brutal to watch that I almost left the theater. And then after the movie, I had to just sit in my car for a minute. I went and saw it with friends, and they were like, come over to our house for drinks afterward.
Fucking no.
I mean, I did, but I had to sit in my car so long that they texted me, where are you? And I was like, oh, I just entered a fugue state real quick. I'll be there in 5. But Hereditary is hard to watch too, people have said.
Yeah, I thought it was... Okay, so, and the reason I watched it, it's always been on my list, so that's not the reason. But, it was a movie we watched recently. Was it Longlegs?
Arcadian. I don't know.
No, God. It might have been Longlegs where Oz had said that he watched Hereditary and it was a really tough watch and he never wants to watch it again, but it made him feel a lot. And I was like, I want to feel. And then, it didn't... You would think it would impact me more, especially right now with everything going on. But I mean, there were scenes that I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
And maybe it could have been just not my mental state, but it didn't hit as hard as I thought it could have for me. But
I think
I was thinking it would be more, and this is my fault, but I thought it would be more like a dark song and it would be kind of slower, more, but it wasn't as slow as I thought it was going to be, and it wasn't as. It kept me very engaged.
Yes, I agree that it's very engaging.
And I love miniatures.
I love miniatures.
So I was like, I'm happy.
I remember when the trailers came out and they were little miniatures. I was so excited. Like, couldn't really tell from those early trailers what it was. Like, it looked like a family drama. I knew there were miniatures. And then all the taglines were like, the most fucked up horror movie we've seen in a decade. And I was like, okay. Like, are the miniatures going to come to life? What's going to happen? I'm so excited.
Yeah. And then, it definitely went left field on that.
Totally.
The miniatures don't have. But some of the stories told through them, which is kind of cool. But like, yeah, it was, if I'm being honest with you, it was more enjoyable than I thought it would be. And I think that this is probably why I went into it expecting it to be so haunting and so dark that I didn't get that, because I had expected so much.
Yeah. You were expecting Dark and the Wicked again.
Oh my God. Never again.
Never again. Oh, we should recommend that to Oz if Hereditary fucked him up.
I like how I'm like, well, maybe I'll do it again.
I was thinking about it the other day because
we might revisit it and cry less.
I think oh my gosh. In the early days, I don't know if we've ever really talked about this on the show. In the very early days of the podcast, we would sometimes record for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And that's one where I'm pretty sure we did that.
It was so long.
And had to cut out so much of us just being impossibly sad.
And just like, I think we repeated a bunch of stuff.
Because we needed to process. We were processing.
That was a rough one. Yeah, we were, Yeah, I mean, that's one I think that we could revisit with new eyes.
Yeah.
Not this week, not next week. No. We'll wait on it.
Yeah, we gotta
watch at least Dead and Breakfast one more time before then.
Honestly, I think that it would be
twice
a good evening to go Dead and Breakfast, followed by Dark and the Wicked, right? So we're setting the stage with something uplifting.
Okay.
We're bringing
it down.
Our emotional tanks. We're tanking the tanks.
Tanking the tanks.
With Dark and the Wicked. And then Dead and Breakfast again.
Perfect.
Bring her right back
Sandwich.
up.
Yep. I'm in. 100%
in. This is a high risk, high reward situation, though, because what if we train ourselves to associate Dead and Breakfast with Dark and the Wicked?
I do feel like it will be one of those moments, like at the end, and then I start Dead and Breakfast, and I get like 10 minutes in, and I'm like, I can't watch this. And I'm like, I have to go to sleep. I just have to sleep for like 2 days.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
But we're hyping it up so much for our listeners that haven't seen it that they're going to watch it and be like, this was not bad at all. Like that's what Hereditary did to me. I was like, that's not that scary.
No, but it's not, I never thought it was scary.
Yeah.
Except for the one scene when she's on the ceiling.
That was creepy. Yeah.
Not even the head part where she's floating, hanging, I guess is a better word.
Yeah.
No, just when she's like skittering around up there.
Yeah, the skittering. Skittering always gets you. Yeah. Anytime there's skittering, if anybody's making a horror movie, skittering.
Skittering.
No monster skittering.
Well, speaking of skittering.
Oh, yeah. There's
A Quiet Place, day one.
Yeah. We're killing it. Which stars?
Oh, yeah.
Our boy, Alex Wolff from Hereditary.
Wolff. And another horror movie, right?
Yeah. Old? That's not the one I was thinking of.
Oh, you know what? I'm not thinking of another horror movie. I'm thinking of Pig.
Oh, yeah. He's in Pig. Because it's the same director.
Yeah. God, I loved Pig.
I was going to say, I really want to watch Pig, and I haven't seen it. And okay, first and foremost, I'm going to say, I would watch this film.
Oh, me too.
I would say go watch it. Yeah. I liked it out of the series. I liked it better than, it's my favorite of the 3 movies, I think.
I think for me, it's going to depend on the day. Right now, I agree.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Right now, I agree. Fair. But I did rewatch the first one last night and watch the second one for the first time last night.
And you were like, second one is really good because Cillian Murphy is really attractive?
Handsome. Yeah. That was a big part. But I do have to say, it's my least favorite of the 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't rewatch it, and I tried to remember it. I just remember the ending. Which ties into this movie.
The ending made me so sad. Not the tie-in part, some other stuff. But yes, the two do tie in. So, I don't know. Everybody has seen this one, right? Like, maybe not day one, but everybody's familiar with A Quiet Place at this point. Like,
I hope so.
The original,
Did you see The Silence?
No.
With Stanley Tucci?
No.
Yeah, it's like the same movie that came out like 6 months later on Netflix. And it's called The Silence, and it's the same plot.
Oh, Stanley Tucci and Kiernan Shipka?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on board. I'm already on board.
I cannot remember it.
Wow.
Because it came out at the same time.
It is
a little bit after.
Fully the same.
Yeah.
Except that they hired a hearing actress to play a non-hearing individual.
Mm.
Oh, Miranda Otto. Aw. I feel like this came out, the original A Quiet Place came out when we were all obsessed with senses. Like, we got this, and I guess The Silence, and Hush, right? And Bird Box. And
did Bird Box come out at the same time? I thought Bird Box
was a
like
little
a couple
while
years later.
But it was like, they were
Bird
just
Box.
all coming out at the book probably came out around the same time, right? Bird Box is based on a book, which I hear ends better than the movie. Yeah, I don't know. But the reason I think that, like...
Ooh, Lights Out? Did that also... Is that the one with the blind guy?
Does
that count? Is that the opposite?
No,
that's not
Lights
our
Out.
senses. It's the opposite.
Are you thinking of Don't
senses.
Breathe?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Damn.
But yeah, that's one of them. Apparently that's really good. I don't know. Lights Out. I did watch Lights Out, but I feel like that one was one of those ones that really upsets me, because it's like, if you're depressed, you should probably just kill yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember that one.
Thank you. But original A Quiet Place, I feel like got so many people on board who are not horror watchers simply because of John Krasinski.
Yeah.
So if for some reason you have missed this franchise, here's
and Emily Blunt. I mean, I want to...
And Emily Blunt.
Love her.
That's
the team that I'm on, not the John Krasinski team.
Well, so here's the thing, is I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm incredibly bisexual. And that is one good-looking couple.
That is true.
So if you are somehow unfamiliar with the concept for these films, weird monsters appear on Earth, and they are listening. They are listening, and if you make even one peep, they gon' get you. And that's, all you really need to know.
Yeah, I think that's the entire plot of all three films. Like,
pretty much.
Like, don't make noises.
No noises.
Is that another horror?
It's gotta be.
Don't make noises. Don't scream.
There's gotta be, like, don't make a sound. There's gotta be...
Don't be loud. Don't yell.
Don't scream is probably one of them. Boy, copyright, I guess. I don't know. Trademark?
Don't sing.
Oh, is that like a sequel to Audition? Oh, yeah. Don't peep.
Mm-hmm. Just a bunch of little... Or is that more about, like, peeping Toms? Or don't make a peep?
Oh, don't make a peep makes sense.
There we go.
Don't
That's
peep
better.
Does sound like a like worse. A Ted Bundy admonishment.
Ooh.
But when you first said "don't peep," I was imagining
little peeps,
like a parody with a bunch of little peeps.
That'd be cute.
Yeah,
watch that.
That feels like very of a time that would have been made when we were kids.
Yeah, and I would have watched it.
Oh, for sure.
I probably would have. It'd be something that I harken back to on days when I'm sad. Just like that aquarium documentary. It's not an aquarium. It's an ocean documentary that has music in it.
The biggest aquarium.
Only some say.
I met up with a friend the other day who's a little bit older than us. Not as old as Nate.
Sorry, Nate.
He's probably older than Nate. sufficiently old enough that I was like, do you remember the Thumb movies? Thumbtanic?
Oh, yeah.
Frankenthumb, etc. And he was like...
no, I'm just thinking of Spy Kids.
Oh. A lot of thumbs in our childhood.
That was a weird time.
Huh.
Is there something to the... I don't want to go back. That's...
Yeah, I don't think that we need to...
Yeah, thumb movies. Let's keep...
That seems harmless. Wait, but you do know Thumbtanic.
That sounds familiar.
Blair Thumb.
Do they have little faces on the thumbs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And little costumes.
I'm there. Yeah, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're probably on YouTube. I'll put them in the show notes.
If not, we'll scrub the internet and find them.
Oh,
Is that what we do? That's how you scrub internet? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We are doing really well.
Yeah, so the movie, this isn't the second, the original director was supposed to be the guy from Arkansas.
Right,
but
yeah.
he was busy with Bike Riders? Is that the movie he was busy with? So he didn't...
With Jodie Comer?
Is that... I don't know. Should I know who that is?
I don't know. I thought that he was... Everything I read was just like...
Oh, is he the writer? Wait, what?
What
Actor?
are you talking about?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I've got Jodie Comer on the brain, so it's totally possible that I misunderstood what you just said. Yeah,
that's fair.
The person who is going to direct this, I forget his name. Is it like Joe something?
He directed Mud.
Okay.
I'm looking up Mud to tell you because that's going to be easier for me. Jeff Nichols.
Jeff Nichols, that's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he, I think, wrote this script, was going to direct it. I'm not actually positive about that, simply because it was hard to find a good timeline of things. Because it was like he signed on in this year and they were working on it for like 2 years or something. And then writing was complete and he was set to direct it, but then left to direct. Everything just said another Paramount Sci-Fi.
Oh, another Paramount Sci-Fi? Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't go look through
okay, it's definitely not Bike Riders. So I don't know. Because that movie is not sci-fi. Wait, is it?
No. I didn't think so.
I doubt highly that it is.
No, crime drama. But Bike Riders is
Alien
with
Nation.
Jodie Comer. Love of my life.
Oh, okay. I know who that is for sure. Mm-hmm.
Killing Eve.
Oh, Jodie Comer. Okay. I thought you said Cody Comer. And I was like,
Cody
I don't
Comer.
know who that is. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. I'm there.
Sorry,
I'm there.
I'll enunciate.
Thank you.
I'll enunciate.
I'll listen better.
Yes. So who ended up directing this instead?
The guy who did Pig.
The guy who did Pig, whose name is Michael Sarnowski.
I think he did a great job.
Thank you. I did it real confident, hoping that I... Oh, yeah. You didn't mean my pronunciation.
Same.
You meant him directing.
Both. No, damn. Did my face give that away? No, I was trying to spin it, so it meant both. It meant both.
Now I'm not listening. Okay, we're both going to listen.
We're both trying to look up facts. That's our bad.
Oh, you know what would be a good bit? No, It would be a terrible bit, but I would find it funny if we put out an episode that was the theme song and then an hour of silence and then the theme song again.
The outro?
The outro. And we were just like, we did the whole thing in ASL.
You know, I've been trying to learn. I just learned coffee is this.
Oh.
Wait, no, it might have like a little, like you're grinding it.
Yeah, your hands are off screen. I could only see the top one. so. I like
Sorry,
that.
I can't see myself.
So, yes, in A Quiet Place Day One, as you might suspect, it is a prequel to the first A Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. It is the first day of the invasion. They are aliens, which I guess was like speculated on after the original movie. People were like, what are they?
So.
But there are interviews with John Krasinski from before the movie came out.
Where he's like, definitely aliens, 100% aliens.
For sure aliens. Yeah. They are aliens, which obviously they
Don't know why anybody thought anything else. Ooh, maybe they're from caves. Maybe they're fairies.
Fuck, you're right. They could be from caves.
I think we changed the narrative on this. It's probably fairies from caves, so we need to be more accurate.
get John Krasinski on the horn.
Yep.
I want to ask him some questions. And this movie stars primarily Lupita Nyong'o, not Alex Wolff, though we do love him. He's in the first act.
He's in it. Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way, as always. But this is one of those movies that I feel like spoilers are less important than the journey.
Yeah, I agree.
The concept is the same in all three movies. Be quiet or you're going to get got. And it's really about the characters, which is something that I love in all movies. And I feel like we don't necessarily get a ton of that in horror.
Sometimes, and I feel like when we do definitely talk about it and praise it. Every time.
Yeah, that's big
and
for
when
both
you don't
of us.
get it, or it's done wrong, that's usually what takes me out of the movie. I think you too. I think that we've talked about movies where we're like, well, we didn't care about any character
well,
at the
speaking
beginning,
of the
nor did
Watchers.
we did at the end. Oh. Speaking of.
That's a great example of like very compelling concept, beautiful movie, didn't give a shit.
Didn't care. Yeah.
And this is
the opposite?
This is, well, not even the opposite, because I don't want to negate the creature or the concept.
Oh, true. But it does so much development with the characters. And like you feel attached to the characters almost immediately.
Yes.
They did a really good job humanizing the characters and making you attached to them.
Absolutely.
From like the first scene.
Partly this was because I was in a depressive bout, but this movie I started crying at the marionette show that they go to, started crying. Actually, I think before that. I think that
you just got into the theater crying.
Well,
you're like, I'm just going to pre-cry.
I mean, I was on the verge, and legitimately, as I was sitting down with my popcorn, I was like, I really hope that this movie allows me to cry. And then it showed the cat. And I got so scared for the cat that I immediately started crying, and I did not stop. And I felt so much better at the end of the movie.
It's perfect.
Like, I just needed to cry for, I don't know, 2 hours? How long is this runtime? Hour and a half. Quick little hour and a half.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could have hung out longer, which is good, right? Leave them wanting more. So it stars Lupita Nyong'o and Joseph Quinn. And of course, Alex Wolff. And Lupita Nyong'o is in hospice in cancer treatment, and she has a pet cat named Frodo. And I missed her character name for the whole movie, but since I knew that the cat was named Frodo, I was like, her name is Sam. I know it's Sam.
Oh, that's cute.
I know her name is Sam.
Is it Sam?
And it is, yeah. Samira was her name.
Oh, yeah. Samira, yeah.
Yeah.
She also, did you read the fun fact about that?
Yes, that she was so scared of cats.
How? We just spent like half an hour before we started recording talking about how much we love cats.
I know. She was so scared of cats that she asked the director if they could use a different animal because she really wanted to play this character. And they were like, no. And I guess the studio originally wanted the cat to be CG, and the director was like, fucking no.
I think
we're
the
using a real
did the right
cat.
Thing.
Yeah, agreed. That would have been horrible. So they used a real cat. She had to go through weeks of cat therapy where like the studio hired cat trainers, I guess, cat handlers to bring cats to her house. And it was like, okay, look at the cats. Okay, ask a bunch of questions about the cats. Okay, touch the cat. Like,
so it's like Dr. Phil when he was like Pickles. Is it Dr. Phil or is it Murray? But
I think it was Phil.
Whenever you think of cat therapy, I'm like, oh, I get to go sit. We talked about this. I get to sit in a room with cats. They make me feel better. I leave. I feel better.
I mean, you think about it, the way the cat is treated in the movie. The cat is for her anxiety in the movie. Like, that's what you think.
It's her support cat.
My support cat just got here.
Yeah, I just saw the tail.
It's going to be in the way. He heard me talking about other cats. He's jealous. Yeah, that's crazy. But apparently she came to love cats and got herself one. She now
I
has
didn't
a
know
pet.
that part.
Yeah,
Oh,
isn't
good.
that sweet?
Yeah, because cats are the best.
Cats are the best.
Mouse, doesn't your tail agree?
Buddy.
Oh.
He's just knocking the mic.
He just wants to be part of it.
He's begging for food. It's not time yet. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So she has this cat in the film. And the cat, can I just spoil it for everybody who's afraid? Cat lives. Cat survives.
We do watch a lot of movies where animals do not survive.
Right. That's like fully why I started stressing out in the movie theater. The minute I saw a cat, I was like, I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I can take it.
You're like, the cat's going to meow at the wrong time. And it's going to ruin everything.
Oh, I was stressed out. So cat survives. Unfortunately, Alex Wolff does not.
Yeah.
But cat does. Alex Wolff is a nurse at the hospice where Lupita Nyong'o lives. And I love her character. She's very surly. She's an anti-hero. She's like pretty pissed at the world. Can't blame her. She's also an award-winning poet. And so they are like in town to see a show when the aliens arrive, and they like ride in on an asteroid, a meteorite. What is it called?
I thought you were talking about the bus they came on.
Yeah, the bus. They rode in. It was like a float. It was like a parade float.
Yeah. The aliens came in on, asteroids. Comets? Asteroid. Comet? What's the difference? I don't know. Oh,
I think comet, what is the difference? Something, I think comet and...
Maybe it was just them, and they were just flying through space, and they had a trail.
So I read an interview with John Krasinski. They were riding on a rock of some sort.
Well, the more you know. Huh.
Yeah. Rode in on a rock just to fuck shit up. And so she's in this interesting position where she is dying in her body, but she is trying to evade these monsters. And she ends up meeting Joseph Quinn, whose character is Eric. And she meets him because when she and Frodo get separated, Frodo runs into Joseph Quinn as he's like coming up from a flooded subway, and in his state of shock, he just sort of follows this cat who looked at him so knowingly. Yeah. And honestly, I get it.
It's right. Yeah.
Like, what else are you going to do?
I'll follow a cat anywhere.
Absolutely. Especially if it's just like the world is falling apart and it's the only thing looking at me with any semblance of calm and like surety. Yeah, I'm following that cat for sure. And Lupita is like, get out of here. Beat it, nerd. She doesn't want to hang out with them. But they do, and they are an unlikely pair of friends. Well, eventually. They eventually are friends, I guess.
Yeah, she keeps trying to get rid of him, and he refuses to leave. He's very puppy dog.
So puppy dog. Yeah. So sweet. He, like, her whole mission in the movie is to get to a pizza place that her dad used to take her when she was little. And so everybody is trying to get to, this is in Manhattan, by the way. And everybody's trying to get to boats to evacuate once the government, realizes that they can't swim. The monsters can't swim. The government can't swim. The monsters can't swim. They're trying to evacuate people on boats. And instead, Samira is trying to get downtown to a pizza place. And Joseph Quinn follows her, which is interesting. You kind of understand why she is. Yeah. But him going along with her, I guess there was a scene left out or cut out that establishes his reasoning a little bit more, which is that he is gay and his parents disowned him. And so, you know, the world is ending and he's like, I don't have anywhere else to be. Yeah. So I might as well go with this cat. Same. Yeah. I agree. I'm with you.
He did the right thing.
Yeah. So in terms of plot, there isn't a ton more to discuss.
Just travel.
Just travel. Yeah. Just
avoid. Travel, avoid.
Yeah.
Scary monsters.
Big bads, big scary. They look like, I guess, bats. Bats they look like. In their arms. Do you see what I mean?
I see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the... Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I was going to say spiders, but you're
sort
right.
Sort of spiders, yeah.
Like bat spiders.
Bat
if
spiders.
Bats and spiders were the same and giant.
Yeah.
And aliens.
Huge. And alien.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a lot of things.
There. Yeah.
That's a lot of... I also read that they took inspiration for their skin from those bog
Goofy?
mummies.
Oh.
Yeah, from
bog
Goofy.
mummies?
Have you seen the bog mummies?
Mm-mm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so every so often, archaeologists, I guess, I don't know.
Okay.
People like Rachel Weisz in The Mummy.
Oh, yeah. Love her.
Will occasionally, and I'm about to talk about mummies. So they will find bog mummies, which are human bodies, human remains from like 1 million years ago. And I'm not sure if I'm exaggerating. It's from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
In bogs, and because they haven't been exposed to oxygen, they haven't oxidized.
Oh.
And so they're like their flesh is preserved, but they're like shriveled and brown and like leathery. They
I'm gonna
look
have
like...
to Google this.
Give it a Google.
This sounds very gross.
I don't even know if gross is the right word. I guess it is. I guess it's gross. But
you're right. It's not super gross.
Right. They look like statues.
Yeah. That's super interesting.
They're so weird. So they like modeled the skin after... Oh, I guess they're called bog bodies, not bog mummies. Ugh, fine.
Close enough. I looked at bog mummies and it took me to it, so...
Yeah.
Still works.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Wow,
no,
even like it looks like the hair is still...
It's like it's been cast in bronze.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does just look like a statue. That's bonkers. Huh.
Yeah. It's cool. It's neat.
Wow.
It's very strange. Can you imagine the first one somebody found?
I wouldn't even know how to react to that.
I think I just would have been like, what the fuck?
I've been like, yep, leaving this here.
What?
We did not see that.
This is not my problem.
Nope.
This is not my problem. Or do you think it'd be like kids in movies? Like, hey, do you want to see a bog body?
Maybe down by the railroad tracks at noon.
Yeah. If you want to see something really weird, if you're brave, you'll come with me. So these monsters look like that. They look like bog bodies / I mean, spiders. We were just talking about skittering.
Yeah, they do skitter.
They're sure do fast. Skitter. They are upsettingly fast. Mm-hmm. And I think that we see more of them in A Quiet Place Day 1 than we do in the original A Quiet Place. And I think it's okay. I think it's effective. How did you feel?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I feel like I already knew the monster well from the other movies, so it wasn't like, it didn't take me out of it, but it didn't put me anywhere with it. Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple scenes in this one where I wasn't in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the really close-up ones of shots of the ears of their, ear internals just look a little more CG than other scenes. Like some of these scenes, I swear that a couple of these scenes, not just in Day 1, but also in the second one, that I thought must have been stop motion, and I cannot find any evidence of that. I don't think that that's true. I think that it is just legitimately good CG.
Good for them.
Which I looked into the company who did it, and it is ILM, which is I forget what those letters stand for, but it's the...
I love movies.
I love movies. That's right. That was started by George Lucas in the 70s for Star Wars. I think for Star Wars. It's done all the Star Wars.
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yes, thank you.
That's it.
And so they're like the biggest name in the game. They're probably hiring the best of the best, apart from maybe some like indie companies out there who are, disrupting the industry. I don't really know the lay of the land. But that's huge. That's a huge get. So, of course, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
So John Krasinski had never done horror before.
That checks out. That makes sense.
This is really good for somebody who does not do horror. You know?
The original Quiet Place, the first one?
Yeah.
The second? Yeah. Yeah, I think he did a good job.
Agreed. And watching some interviews with him, he was very quick to be like, I'm not afraid to say I don't know and call in somebody to help. So he designed the monsters originally.
Sorry, I just keep with the goofy. Like,
I know.
He did a good job. Even in the first one, I was like, oh, those monsters, I could see that as being something scary.
Yeah.
It doesn't scare me. That's not the kind of monster that scares me, but I can see that it is scary.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can get it. Like, I'm like, I understand how someone would be afraid of it, but it's just not.
What is a monster that scares you?
Great question. My own mind.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
All
that's
the
what
monsters that
live up here, that are here.
Yeah, it's internal. I'm the monster that scares me.
Oh, that is true, though, because if you think about the movies that scare us the most, they are the ones that deal with internal turmoil.
Yeah, those movies fuck us up.
Dark and the Wicked? Damn.
Dark and the Wicked.
This is just a Dark and the Wicked episode, let's be honest.
I feel like we've been talking about it more and more lately. Like, it does feel like a rewatch is imminent.
Oh, God. Well, what movies have scared us? Oh, mirrors. But I feel like mirrors scare me because it's the reflection of yourself doing something. Like, the part that scares me is the reflection. And a reflection of yourself being not part of you.
See, and that, I think, is why mimicking stuff freaks me out.
True.
But I can't think of a movie that's gotten me with mimicking. I can only think of that episode of Doctor Who.
That's fair. Episodes count.
I feel like this concept scares me for A Quiet Place. Mm-hmm. Like, although I was thinking about it last night because I rewatched these movies and it had me thinking about Day One some more, which I liked coming out of the movie theater, and I'm only liking more as I think about it.
Yeah.
So this is one that I will rewatch. But I was thinking about it last night and was like, we never see, the monsters don't seem to have a goal in these movies. Like, they aren't taking over. They aren't even eating people.
So,
they're just killing them.
I did watch a TikTok.
Okay.
Where they are using people's bodies in order to, for farming, to create food. But this was a part that I was like, I don't remember seeing that, because I thought the scene where Eric goes and follows the cat and then there's a bunch of red, I thought those were eggs.
I thought so too.
But he said that no, it's that one of them rips one open and eats it. So they're using body parts to farm their food. Like
to make fertilizer? No, because we see so many abandoned bodies.
Oh, just laying everywhere?
Just laying everywhere.
Well, maybe they leave them and then they go get them later. Maybe they're hoping that to use, I'm just going to put dirt everywhere and then I'm just going to, it grows up through the sidewalk, you know?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. They're just ecologists.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point that they don't really have. These are monsters without a purpose.
Which, okay. So when I was thinking about it last night, here is my theory. And I think it is very relatable.
Okay.
I think that the monsters are just fucking annoyed.
That's
turn
fair.
that shit down. Turn it down.
Stop throwing trash everywhere. Maybe they're from the ocean.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm a little afraid of that. I don't think it's likely, but if sharks can get in the catacombs.
God. And they do every summer.
But I feel like, I don't know. We're going to piss off something in the ocean way more than we expect. And if it can come on land, we're fucked.
I'm way more scared of the ocean than I am of space.
Yeah,
for sure. Scared. Big time. Absolutely. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, why aren't we more scared?
People aren't thinking about it. Oh. If you're not scared, you're not paying attention. I think it's so hard to think about the vastness of the ocean. like people, I feel like it's easier to conceptualize the idea of space in a way that's like consumable because it's other.
Oh, yeah.
But to think about
our backyard,
like it is so hard to conceptualize how deep the ocean goes.
Oh, yeah. And how much of it we just have never seen or understand.
No. Yeah. And might not ever.
No. Might not.
And honestly, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's none of our business.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my theory about the A Quiet Place monsters. They're just like, shut the fuck up for 1 second. Let me think.
That's fair. Well, and they do a good job starting out the movie with New York City talking about the amount of decibels.
Yes.
And it's like someone screaming at all times. And I was like, you know what? That's true. I even bought like a decibel thing recently. Oh. It was before the movie. A couple months ago just to see how baseline sound is because we moved close to a road that's kind of busy. So I was like, I want to know what the sound is, especially coming from Seattle. Like it was pretty loud. Yeah. Not like super loud, but we were by a highway. So just wanted to see like the baseline. Yeah. New York was like someone screaming at you at all times. And it's just so weird thinking about how many sounds we hear at once. Like I have the air conditioner going, there are cicadas outside, there are cars driving by, but all those together make a noise that's pretty damn loud. Like, but I don't notice it because it's become a baseline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just shocked at like, I just went somewhere to have a normal conversation and I like put it out and I was like, damn, I need to be quieter. And I'm already so quiet. You and Ryan are always so mad at me for being so quiet. You're like, are you whispering at me when we're in public?
Yeah. Damn, we should learn ASL.
I'm putting the decibels low. Coffee?
Dive. I learned that one from the movie.
Nice. House.
Oh, okay. It's good to do these visual bits.
Thank you. Okay. If anybody knows ASL, they know exactly what we're doing. If you don't, Google it and then join us again.
Then that's us. That's what we said. Play it over. So speaking of the ocean, one of the other pieces of inspo that Krasinski drew for these, for the creatures.
Is the ocean?
Specifically schools of fish. And
interesting.
Like the way the flaps over the monster's ear holes all like open fluidly and like they all open in conjunction to sort of like face and track the sound that they're listening for. Yeah, it is cool. And I thought that was really interesting. So I got really fascinated with the way Krasinski thought about making these horror movies. And there are a couple things that I think we talk about on the show without thinking about it with such clarity. And so I wanted to bring them up.
Oh, yeah.
One of the things was, so since he wasn't really a big horror guy, he sat down and watched a bunch of classic or well-revered horror movies. So like all the Hitchcocks and Jaws and I think he called out Babadook and I don't remember a couple others, but I'm sure he
just looked at the best of the best.
Basically.
He's not watching Abominable.
No, though Abominable was good.
A classic.
Not scary though.
We could have used a little more dog soldiers in this one, but that's fine.
Yeah. So he sat down to watch all these movies, but he wasn't studying them like you would study film. So he wasn't like, although these monsters do look a little bit like the xenomorphs in Alien. So like, sure, drew some inspiration there maybe. But he sat down and took notes on the scenes where he got scared or tense.
Oh, smart.
And so, trying to distill what he found scary. And I think that was very fruitful in these movies. Like,
he did you make it tense. Like he's really good at the tension, especially in the first one.
Yes. Did you see that in the theater?
I think so.
I was so tense because every movement, like it's a silent movie. It is like not even a score.
No music.
silent. And so like watching it in your living room is one thing, but watching it in the theater had me, I was like, don't move. You can't move. Yeah. Don't move. Like, you'll make too much noise.
That reminds me, whenever I went to watch Day One, I went and it was a crowded theater and the people next to me had fucking babies. They had fucking babies.
What? Get those out of here.
They kept like crying and making noises. And I was like, this is the only, why would you take your babies to a movie that is silent? There is no stimulation to make them pay attention or to not do anything. I'm like, Inside Out 2 is going on 2 theaters down. Go fucking see that, man.
Go see that. That's the only movie that made more money in the theater.
Yeah,
at this
go
time.
See that. Oh, maybe see they that. Meant That's to go see that and it was sold out.
Fucking maybe, then come back later. Sorry, like I don't know what to tell you.
Else. There were other movies.
Is silent.
And I was like, this is the number one movie you should not bring a baby into. And I was very sad because I went alone, and I sat in the corner, and I had to sit by people.
No.
And to your point, I did start crying at some point, and I was just like, I couldn't. I just wanted to be alone. I was just wet. Yeah,
my nose was just wet.
And I'm like making noises, and it's quiet, and you're making noises, and I'm next to this guy, and I'm just like, and then I'm like, don't look over
here. Yep. Which brings me to the next thing that John Krasinski did that I thought is so effective for these movies, and was something that I like couldn't put my finger on with them. And it's so obvious now, which is that in a typical alien invasion movie, you would see like how the government is responding and how this is affecting things like globally. We don't get any of that in these movies. Instead, we just see like in the first 2, we just see how one family is coping. And in this one, we follow these 2 characters who just met. And I think that is really effective and so much more affecting to just be like, we're not thinking about global politics right now. I don't give a shit what the president is doing. I am these characters surviving without knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Like that's
a big part of it, is just not knowing. And even in Day One, still not knowing.
No. Knowing less, if anything. Which I've seen in movies not work for me. Like, did you see It Comes at Night, I think is what it was called?
No.
Okay.
Wait. Well, did I?
I don't know.
Is that the one about the breakup? Did we do that movie?
A breakup? No, what I'm thinking of, we have not done. There was no breakup. If anything, people were having unprotected
After Midnight
sex.
Is the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, After Midnight. God, I love that movie. God, I love that movie.
There are nights. And that didn't fully tell us anything either. So I was like, well, I didn't see It Comes at Night.
That one was fine, not knowing what it was. I was fine with that. It was a metaphor, is what it was.
True.
No, and It Comes at Night, I think it's certainly post-apocalyptic like these are. We're again focused on just a small group of people and the like bunker that they've, like Arcadian, like a small group and how they're coping. And in it, I'm pretty sure it's called It Comes at Night. If it's not called that, it's called The Red Door.
I just looked it up. What? Oh, no, it has a red door on the cover. It is called It Comes at Night. I don't know if you can see it. It does have a red door on the cover.
Yeah, I feel like the trailer was like, don't open the red door or something.
Oh.
Because it was like, whatever it is, it comes at night, so don't open the door.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wait, so that's Arcadian.
It's very Arcadian. Okay. Yeah. But the tone is less optimistic than Arcadian and more frustrating. Like, I don't remember any of the characters at all. I just remember at the end of the movie being like, man, what the fuck is happening? Whereas with Arcadian and The A Quiet Places, at the end...
There's always a hopeful tone.
Not even necessarily hopeful. Like, it can be bleak, but I don't really... Whatever's happening on a larger scale doesn't matter. Because
true, yeah.
It's the interpersonal, this like little capsule of what we just saw. That's what's important. The like human experience of it is what's important.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that makes these movies really effective.
Agreed.
Especially day one. Like, yeah. Goddamn. These are good characters. And it's so interesting how well they, you mentioned earlier, we like love these characters immediately. And we get like some dialogue time with Lupita and Alex Wolff up top. And so that makes sense. But even with the character Eric, we get like no dialogue with him for like a couple scenes. And I still was like, I love him. Yeah. I love him.
He just
and
has
I want
that
nothing
face,
but the best for him.
The sad puppy face. And you're like, yeah everything. Be nice to him.
Take care of him. Yeah. And then he's so sweet and so endearing. And I saw a little snippet that Lupita said in an interview how thoughtful she had to be with every like expression and movement, which is so true. Like when there aren't words, you have to like build that on-screen chemistry with a facial expression. What? And that's crazy.
And Lisa Frankenstein, remember whenever the Sprouse was like, I tried to be a
from Disney Channel.
He was like, I tried to make my facial expressions match that of a statue. And whenever I read that about her being like, you have to do so much more with the facial expression than you do in a normal movie because you're not saying anything.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And these two facial expressions the fuck out of this movie.
Truly. Yeah. Truly. Body language was great too. Like, oh my God. Yeah, they nailed, and somehow the cat did too. Yeah. Like,
you were like, I understand the cat's fear.
And also fearlessness.
Yeah.
Why'd that cat go up there? Why'd we get to see those eggs and or plants?
I don't know. I don't know if we needed that part, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that didn't work for me in the movie. And it's like, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fine.
I was like, okay, they're breeding. That's okay.
I
expected.
Breeding. I figured
we didn't
breeding.
Need to see it.
No, it's gross. Fine. Ew.
Yeah.
And even then, I said that scene was 5 minutes and that it didn't work for me. The eggs didn't work for me. What did work for me in that scene was that Eric was out there trying to save this cat for Lupita. Like, it would have been so easy for him to just be like, I lost the cat.
Yeah.
Or
the cat probably would have come back. Honestly, the cat probably would have come back. I was like, how are you going to drag that cat? I was even like, once you get the cat, how are you going to go? Like, what are you doing?
That cat's going to yell. Like, what's the plan here? What's the plan here?
Yeah, I did not get it. I did not get that part. That's the only part that I was just like, I don't see how this works out. It did. I don't know how.
I feel like they probably were like, we really need a big
moment.
Yeah, we need something scary. We're missing a scary thing here in this stretch of the movie.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got too deep in our feels. We got to get scary again.
Yeah.
Man, that's another thing that they balance really well across all three of them is like how life is still happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not always pretty.
Yeah.
And then also there are monsters.
Yeah.
But the monsters aren't a metaphor, and I love that.
That's true. They are not, unless.
No, stop. They aren't.
Okay.
Say your unless, because I have an unless too.
I mean, you said it about them being like, everyone needs to shut the fuck up. Maybe it's a metaphor for us destroying ourselves.
Yeah.
Until we can't hear anything. Fuck. So we're all going to be in a quiet place one day because we're all too high a decibels.
And we deserve it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're doing good.
It's fine. I've got something
light?
dumb
Fluffy?
that we
Okay,
can
good. Love
transition
dumb.
to. It's still about creature design. So I mentioned Krasinski designed the original monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he did some motion capture for them in the first one.
As the monster?
As the monster.
I like that.
I do too. Yeah. They were like, ILM was like, how do you envision these moving?
Oh.
And he was like, oh, well, I can, here's how I would describe it. And they were like, can you show us? And he did. And they were like, can you put on the suit? And he was like, oh,
okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's fun. But the monsters that we see in the movie, which I've read, are sometimes called death angels.
Oh.
Because they came out of the sky. It's just, I guess it's in like a tagline of, or like a headline of newspapers we see in the movie. Nobody ever calls them that, apart from that headline. But I guess like the fan base has taken to it. So he designed the original monsters, and we had an Arcadian on our hands.
Oh, thank God.
Where they looked more like something you would see in a video game on like a PS1. Which I'm sure is because these were just concepts.
Yeah.
They never like came to fruition. So I'm seeing like concept art from early development. But they had horns like a bull almost.
That's weird.
It's weird, and they were more upright and more humanoid.
Okay.
And so I think they still ran on all fours, but they
would stand up.
They stood up more.
That kind of reminds me of that one movie that was quiet. No one talked. Oh, Hulu. The one came out on Hulu
Silence.
recently. No, the one that came out
recently.
Yeah, like 6 months ago.
Oh.
It was really pretty colors. Oh, come on.
Did we watch it?
We talked about it. Did we talk about it?
I don't know.
We definitely talked about it at some point. I think you saw it.
We talk about a lot of stuff.
What's that one show?
Hulu, silent movie, beautiful colors?
Hulu horror alien movie. Hulu horror alien movie. Thank you. Now are you getting
Annihilation?
It? No one will save you.
No, that wasn't Hulu. No one will save you.
No one will save you. Thank you.
We did talk about it. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
I remember now.
What was I even saying about that? What the shit?
The monsters, the aliens.
And those monsters were of different sizes, and they stood up sometimes, didn't they?
Yeah. Weren't those just aliens?
Yeah. They were aliens, but they were like weird.
Upright.
They did look like regular aliens, but the one outside. Do you know who I'm talking about?
The one outside.
Yeah, the one outside.
Yes. The one outside is very A Quiet Place. Yeah. Now you say it. Yeah.
Wow. I forgot that their aliens were different. Good job.
I did too. Huh. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about it, is that it had a variation. All these, you know what? When you have multiple monsters, you need more variation. They don't have enough variation in this world. That is my complaint. They all look the same.
Yeah, they do. They do. I think that goes along with them not having an agenda. They're just like fucking piranhas.
No, okay. You know? That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. But the original monsters looked funny to me personally. And it was in like design until like the 11th hour. Like they said it premiered at, I want to say, that big festival in Austin. Is that right? You're nodding? Is it that?
Is that one?
I don't remember.
Yeah, sure. I felt
good.
It
premiered somewhere, and they were like, we almost missed that because we were putting the monsters in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fucking with the monsters. And so
they could just cut away a lot, and it would have been just...
So that's what they did. While creating the movie, John Krasinski was like, hold back. We are not, like, let's not show the monster until... actually, he didn't want to show much of it at all. He was like, quick flashes.
He understands.
We love when it he gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
He gets it. So let that be a lesson to people who want to create horror. Don't study it like you would study film.
Study it like you would study horror. Like scared.
Exactly. Fear.
Study it like you would study. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like, don't show a ton, keep it pretty secret. And then the only reason that they ended up showing so much of it at the end of the first movie was because they were like, all right, these look pretty dope.
Like, we kind of gotta, let's do it. Let's just go.
All right. Okay. We did okay on this one.
It did remind me of Signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like how you make it really effective and you don't show it. And then
when you do, it's
like,
the worst part of the movie.
You're like, okay, that's okay. I don't remember being disappointed whenever I watched the original Quiet Place.
No, you still don't even see a ton.
Yeah. I remember being like, oh, you see a lot of like you do see a lot of like the vibrations flaps, and stuff happening.
The ear flaps.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But, yeah. This one you don't see too. They're all very fast. You see them a lot. Which is smart. But they go very fast.
Yeah.
And then the egg part, they're like, it's like red tinted, so it's not like direct lighting.
Which is smart. We learned that from The Thing. Do you remember? The creature designer, what was his name? Rob something. Was like, fucking don't show it. Yep. Turn the lights down. Turn them down. Mm-hmm. Darker. Even darker. Yeah, I mean, that's effective.
Yeah.
Our imagination will always be scarier.
Yep.
It just will. But there is a little featurette. We got a behind the scenes. There's like bonus content on this DVD, which I don't have. But
yeah, I was like, what?
And won't have. But it's on YouTube. So there's a little creature design featurette. And it's not for day one. This was for the original. But I was so fascinated with the creature design that I wanted to consume as much as I could. What was I going to say?
You got the DVD feature. Yeah. Creature design.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got really excited about it. Behind the scenes.
I did. Yep.
BTS.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool.
Well.
It's going to come back to you in the middle of a sentence that I say in like 4 minutes, so.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited for Joseph Quinn to be, wait, no, that's his name, right? Yeah. To be the Human Torch in the new Fantastic Four.
Oh, they're trying another Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but they have a great cast.
My understanding is it's just been cursed.
Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic.
And that's the stretchy one?
Yes. Okay. Oh, no, is he stretchy?
I don't know. Is he invisible?
She's invisible.
Oh.
I don't know her. She's new to me. But then the other one is Cousin, which, do you watch The Bear?
No, sorry.
Oh, he's in The Bear. He's really great.
I don't have Hulu. The star of The Bear?
No. Cousin. That's unhelpful. Also, you have to watch 2 seasons for you to really love him. But then once you do, you really do. It's one of those. You're like, I don't care about this person. And then one episode, you're like, oh my God, I would die for them. Yeah. It's one of those. But I'm really excited.
Johnny Storm.
That's it, Johnny Storm. Is Mr. Miranda? Oh, no, that's what Joseph Quinn is. Yeah, you don't watch Stranger Things?
No, I watched the first couple of seasons. Yeah, I saw that. Good for him.
Yeah, he did great in it.
I think he won some awards for it.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. He did amazing.
Yeah, good for him.
He was great in it. And great character.
I want to see more from him. I just thought that he was...
I would watch that season of Stranger Things.
Okay.
If I were you. He doesn't have an accent, though.
That's okay. He was just so charming.
Or just watch his, like, interviews with Lupita. Like, they're the fucking cutest. They have the best chemistry, and they, I think that they're best friends in real life. And it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love to hear it. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't watch any of those. I just... I watched these interviews with friggin' John Krasinski because nobody wrote down the text. So I had to watch. I fast forwarded through most of it. I don't know. I thought that these were really fun. I'm glad that when he gave... when he was designing the creatures, then they ended up looking not so great. I remembered what I wanted to say about the behind the scenes.
I'm excited.
Okay, so 2 things. When he was designing the creatures and they didn't look great, he was like, he gave these ideas and this direction to ILM, but then sort of like let them run with it.
Yeah.
And then like there was some back and forth collaboration. And I think that's a really smart way to do it. And then the thing, we were talking about the end of A Quiet Place, the first one, where we see the most of the monster for the first time. And I don't know how much of it you remember, but we are in the basement of their house. Emily Blunt has just had a baby. Mm-hmm. The basement is flooded, and that's where baby is. So she goes down to find baby. Monster comes down after her, and she's, standing very still to stay secret. And the monster slowly enters the water and comes up over to her and then like pulls his head out of the water, looks at her. You're looking confused. Does this not sound
it's all
familiar?
coming back to me. I'm picturing it in my head. It's not confused. It's just picturing it. The scene as I was going through it.
So scared. I made you scared just then. So that was done with motion capture. There's an actor who entered the water and under the water swam over to her and then slowly came up. And when they put the monster in post, they were like, do not do any CG to any of the props in the water. Do not affect any of the like ripples or movement in the water. Like have it enter the water at the same rate and angle as the actor and have it come out at the same.
Good.
And I think that was smart. Like, yeah, because if you start fucking around with the stuff around it, it's going to look faker and faker and faker. So
here's my confusion part that you saw on my face. But they can't swim.
I think that it was able to walk
in the water. That makes sense. They have very long hand legs.
Well, and she's standing in the water.
That's
so it's
true.
Like below human drowning levels.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll accept that.
But I also was like, it did go under it took its head under the water.
Yeah, I feel like how we understand them now.
Yeah.
He might want to rewrite that scene to make the trilogy cohesive, but that's fine.
Yeah, just the one, though.
Yeah.
It's a good scene, though.
Yeah.
It's real good. I feel like we talked mostly about the monsters rather than this film specifically.
I think we did a good job talking about the film. It's just really heartbreaking and...
It's so heartbreaking.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful movie. I don't know. To me, it didn't feel like... I know it's a horror movie, but it didn't feel like a horror movie, but it was a very enjoyable movie. Like, I really loved it, and I enjoyed watching it in the theater. And I even thought about renting it for full price today so I could watch it again before, because I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind watching it. The only reason I didn't is time.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% same.
Yeah, I would have done it if time, but time not.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, so that's an endorsement from both of us.
Yeah.
Definitely give it a watch. Whole suite of these movies, I guess it's a trilogy, is good.
I guess technically it's not, because you don't ever count a prequel in a trilogy, do you? If the prequel comes out, I wouldn't count. It's not. I'm sure they'll come out with another one. This is a series that's not going to die, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's going to keep going.
Yeah, I think so too. Which is good and bad. Like, I do think that we've got another couple movies of good stories in it, but I wonder if it'll overstay its welcome. But that's my worry with everything. That's not specific to A Quiet Place.
I mean, I did like this movie more, and I feel like they're getting good actors in them. I like it. They can keep building around this universe. Keep doing it.
Yeah,
I'll keep watching them.
Especially, I mean, they're taking their time, right? The first one came out in 2018?
Oh, 2018?
17? 20...
Was it? I feel like it was earlier. In my
it
brain.
Could be.
Quiet Place. Oh, 2018. You're correct. 2018.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Good move. Good move.
I mean, I'm sure I saw it when I rented it last night. So, like...
Good call. Yeah.
I don't think that was my memory of the timeline. So they're, 3 movies in 7 years.
Yeah. It's like they're not rushing them out. It's not like one of those.
It's not a cash grab.
Yeah.
They're like.
They care about
focusing on the story. Yeah.
And choosing the director they did. And the director that they were going to choose before isn't known for horror either. So he probably would have been good. He's known for telling really intense stories, I think.
Yeah, that's what this is.
I think that they're doing a good job choosing the right everything for the movies. So, yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, me too.
If it goes anywhere. If not, I'm happy it exists.
Agreed.
Are you going to watch The Silence now? It won't scratch the same itch. You will forget it in a couple weeks.
I mean, I love Stanley Tucci. I don't have Hulu.
Is it Hulu? I thought it was Netflix.
Oh, I thought that's what you just said.
No, it's Netflix. Hulu was No One Will Save You.
Yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. I don't know. No,
it's fine. You don't need to. Yeah.
It's only got a 5.3 on IMDb, which for horror,
it came out around the same time as A Quiet Place, which is not fair. They probably shouldn't have made them. It's one of those movies where they sold somebody. He probably pitched it to someone, and then they were like, "We don't want it," and they're like, "Go write this." And then they did a worse job. So because they don't have the same amount of care and vision.
That's truly. Ooh, that only made 2.3 million at the box office. Ooh.
Oh, The Silence did?
Yeah.
How can it make any money at the box office if it premiered on streaming?
Maybe that's legacy language and...
Oh, it just...
Or maybe it's when...
How do they do that?
Sometimes
How do they...
They'll put...
Is it like a percentage of... How does that work? If I watch one movie a month on my Netflix, does all my monthly membership go to that one movie? Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, how do they do that?
You know what? I've got a bunch of friends who work at Netflix. I'll ask some questions.
Yeah, do that.
But what my suspicion is that 2.3 million isn't that bad because you know how this is something shady that we learned about that the streamers do? We learned about this during the strikes, that they'll put a movie into theaters for like a weekend at just a couple theaters. And because it was like a quote unquote real movie, they get like more tax breaks or something. There was like something shady around it. I don't remember the details, but that's my suspicion.
Oh yeah, because isn't that why Madam Web was made or something? They just had to put it out.
Wow, was it? Oh no.
Something like that. Everyone involved in that movie is like angry or upset.
That sucks.
Because no one's bad, but because of studio interference, it was bad. Really bad.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. That's hearsay, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, we're doing a lot of allegedlys here at the end.
Damn. All right. Well, next time, we're going to go cuckoo.
I can't wait.
For cuckoo.
Cuckoo for cuckoo. Cuckoo.
No one can see me doing the long legs cuckoo.
But they know.
They know. They can feel it.
They know that's what we're doing. Yeah.
So I keep trying to convince my brother to go see Longlegs, so I keep doing this to him. Cuckoo. And he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like...
You're like, what if I put on my... I accidentally wore my long legs today.
Ugh, I just really want to quote stuff at him, and I can't do it because I don't want to give anything away. God damn.
Oh, God.
So
okay.
much.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Everybody, if you haven't seen Longlegs yet, go see it.
And see A Quiet Place Day 1. And see Cuckoo before we...
Cuckoo! Spoil the shit out of it.
Because we will.
We will. I
keep
can't
watching
wait.
the interviews with Hunter Schafer on just TikTok, and she's just so pleasant.
Oh, good.
It's just been, I'll save everything I have to say for the episode, but...
Okay, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so join us back 2 weeks. We'll be talking about Cuckoo. And in the meantime, you can follow us on social media. I've been thinking about posting more.
That's more than we've done in a while. Just thinking about it.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm proud.
And you can email us, noshowmonster@gmail.com. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give it a rate and review on the old iTunes. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Happy spookies.
Happy spooky.